Well, I want to bring something out about frequencies and abdominal fat and bloating. Now, that's one popular topic everybody's interested in. You know, you see all these get thin gimmicks out there left and right. Now, my weight can go from one extreme to the other. When I want to go totally anorexic, I just work out more than 3 hours a day, and I go anorexic and just eat vegetables and stuff like that. But anyway, I can actually lose weight to excess. But let me just point out something about frequencies, and this is an angle you probably never heard of. Now, since, you know, I don't know if people heard of Royal Rife, some people have heard of Royal Rife, but, you know, the new frequencies actually, like, say, on a consolidated annotated frequency list, none of those are really Rife frequencies, but then there's some of the frequencies that are pretty powerful. They seem to work for a number of issues. But there's one that is pretty, it's used for quite a bit of a number of issues, and I could say there's probably more than a couple dozen of those types. Well, 95 is actually one that's alleged to be very good for abdominal bloating, belly bloating, and inflammation, and also in other posts I've seen is actually good for abdominal fat. 95. Now, you know, the good thing about having a little portable frequency generator like the Spooky 2, now you can try to run it with remote, but it may be smarter to run it on a contact and use like a square wave and something low voltage where you don't feel it, and use a couple pads like this. These can be made. All you have to do is stick some it's like a couple pieces of cloth that are several pieces of cloth that are sewn together. Inside there's a copper wire that's going this way, and it has like a couple pieces of cloth, and you would put the opposite, this side is where the alligator clip would go, and you could put these on each side of your body and hold it in place with, say, like a back brace like this, with a Velcro back brace. And, you know, it could be something that can very much help with a lot of this. You know, one of the people's concerns, actually a lot of people, they want to get slim real fast and they just don't want to work at it. There's always a gimmick, but it's really a combination of things. It could be that it's not even, yeah, it could be diet specific for your blood type, because I want to throw a kind of whole hodgepodge of different things in here. It could be that you don't get enough sleep, because when you sleep more, you lose more weight. It could be that when for instance, when in other words, the frequencies could be one area, but it could be other things, like where frequencies maybe you want to get rid of funguses and parasites that are actually always causing you to be hungry all the time. Now, you could probably take some herbs for that, like cloves, which is, you don't have to buy them in a little pill. You can go to the supermarket and get cloves. Wormwood, walnut hulls, those are like Hulda Clark herbs. Maybe you want to do some of the Hulda Clark parasite zapping, and like the square wave frequency 464 to 465 is supposed to be very good for fungal issues and things like that. Sometimes that can be causing a bloating feeling, but if your digestive system is actually not working up to par, you will actually very easily put on body fat, because you'll always feel tired and hungry and lack energy. So that's part of the thing. You want to actually naturally lose weight. Sometimes it's good to actually use things to knock out parasites. And I started going on a little bit more with that type of angle recently, very recently, with the parasites, when I start reading up more on Hulda Clark. And I could say that my energy levels are even better than they were before. So I think there's something to it. But frequency 95, it's one that's kind of ignored a lot. It says for abdominal inflammation, abdominal pain, abdominal bloating, and it lists a whole host of other things. But also, some have alleged, and this is actually from people have alleged this from on the other side of the world, it's not the Western scientists, have alleged that it can help with abdominal body fat. Now, that's not going to be like you turn on the frequency and all your fat disappears. It's not going to work like that. But this could be one of the tools in your toolbox as far as trying to get rid of belly fat. And, you know, sometimes people are like, they really, like, if they will lose weight, you know, it's like they lose weight all over. You know, that's really the true science behind it. But a lot of times, and also the true science behind it is actually the first place you put on weight is the last place you really lose it. So you kind of lose weight all over your body, and say you have this problem area, it's your abdomen, and you are trying to lose weight, but that's the first place you gain. That'll be the last extra fat that you lose will be in your abdomen. So for those people, this might be something good to experiment with, and use some of the, now if you use your like a little frequency square wave generator on 95, and try it out. Maybe it might be helpful, because it does state in the consolidated annotated frequency list that it's for abdominal inflammation, abdominal pain, abdominal bloating, amongst a bunch of other things. Now, I know these are not endorsed by the medical community, but then again, this is not something that is a serious condition that I'm telling anybody about, and it's something, it may be something that would just help with speeding up where you're losing a little more fat or losing a little more inches in an area everybody's concerned about in a waistline. So that might be something to look into. I just want to point it out because it's not, there's other people, I just want to repeat that again, there's other people, and I want to mention who the names are, on the other side of the world, in other types of medicine, that aren't Western medicine, that have also stated that it's helpful in losing abdominal fat specifically to frequency 95. Now, I think, the one way to actually use that would be to apply like some pads like this. And, you don't have to have it turned up where you feel it going stinging or something. You apply some pads with tap water, saline solution so they conduct electricity, put the alligator clips on the outside here. And you can make these, or you can fold over some cloth and put the alligator clip on the outside and make sure no metal touches the skin, and just use the cloth touches the skin, and hold it in place with a back brace around the abdomen. And it might actually give you a little edge on some things where people are actually always concerned with the problem area, mostly the abdomen, because it does list that it's actually for abdominal bloating supposedly, and abdominal pain, and all that kind of junk. So it could be something that might be useful to people as an adjunct to all the other things they're trying to do. So somebody's like really serious about losing weight and looking their best and all that type of stuff. They always want a slim waistline. Frequency 95 may be a partial help along those lines. So I just want to put this out here because it's not commonly known knowledge. It's not commonly known knowledge. Now, I don't know if there's any YouTube videos out there that play frequency 95 on a sound. I don't think that's going to work at all. It really, the way it allegedly is all supposed to work, it actually has to be applied to the body. So if you're hearing it with your ears, I don't think that's going to work at all. And even the science I'm telling you right now is not endorsed by the Western medical establishment, but it's not really like a medical thing I'm telling people here anyway. It's just something that is alleged to help with abdominal bloating and stuff. But you might have another issue there too that could be serious, and frequency 95 isn't going to do that. It's supposedly supposed to help with breaking down the belly fat a little bit too, and a lot of people don't know that. Now, like I said, I'm going to repeat it again. I got the information from the other side of the world. I don't want to say the sources, but I think they're good sources. But it's something that, having belly fat, or a little excess belly fat, or not having belly fat is not a life-threatening issue. So, you shouldn't have a problem if you want to experiment with this. Just make sure you keep the level of the electricity or whatever it is nice and low, like, I don't know, like an 8 volts or something, 6 volts or whatever, where you don't feel it, and you should be safe. You should be safe.